Welcome back from that break, viewers. We are still on the couch with me, Ama Pratt. Today I'm talking to Queen Diamba. Now to the hard part. I am one of those people, and today I need all the education you can give me. I'm one of those people who constantly asks for the relevance of the chieftaincy institution in today's Africa. Because I struggle with it. You know, I understand that in the past, they were very relevant for a lot of things, you know, for wars, for judiciary purposes, you know, for leadership, for distribution of resources and a lot of things. But in present day Africa, in today's Africa, I really do. I struggle to understand and appreciate the relevance of the chieftaincy institution today, please. This one, I'm asking for education.
Yes, I'm actually conscious of that. And I think that it's purposely be done to, like, you know, make it so irrelevant or seeming so irrelevant. The work we do is still the same. We have maybe a lesser role into other, you know, more roles that are undertaken by the state and the government and federal, you know, institutions. However, we are basically a leadership of proximity. You know, Africa is still very rural in many ways. You know, every way doesn't live in a city and, you know, connected with their iPhones and things like that. So my people, for instance, are farmers for most of them. They live in very remote locations compared to the capital center or big city centers. The roads are not very easy to access where they are, so they still have very present issues that may not necessarily be undertaken by government, not so much to fail the government, but sometimes it's just a question of either not knowing or not accessing, or the lack of proximity that sometimes, you know, governance, classic governance has. So for instance, you know, I would like to do a lot of projects with them, like, you know, helping them bring more water closer to the areas where they live, the different villages, because we have also, as individuals, we are Africans, we cannot expect everything to be done also by a head government. We have also to look at what we can do for ourselves to improve our lives. So the chiefs and the kings and queens can play a major role into helping sometimes, you know, the more centralized powers, because it's more like decentralized, and they can know out of proximity with their people what can they help with. So you go and make assessment usually of their needs, and sometimes as very basic needs. And as I was sharing, I don't necessarily want to bring electricity where they live, because honestly, when I go to the village, I love it. It's very nice and calm. Everything is clean. It's really natural. And when I come from the West, where everything is organic and people want to live an organic life, well, there it is. It's there, and it's how we live. It's our lifestyle. You know, we don't do any waste. You know, we recycle everything. We, you know, share a lot of time with each other. We live in a communal situation where everybody helps each other, and everybody's, you know, a great sense of solidarity. So they don't really have excessive needs as we can imagine when you think the village. But sometimes they do. Like, you know, I would like to put a team together to do like ambulatory health, you know, health care, to go maybe have a doctor or nurses to go in different villages to check on, you know, either expecting mothers, or to check on the health of the children, to make sure that, you know, the vaccination is okay. And those are really of proximity. So it's not the type of power that you have to...
But Queen, how are you going to do that? And I ask this question because in the past, our chiefs and our queens and our kings, they had access to resources. And so they could literally take, you know, dip their hands in these resources and help the people. But as it stands now, you don't have access to these resources. So even if you, all these great things that you talk about, how are you going to fund it?
Well, that's the resources is me, meaning that I have to go and find funding. So that's what we do. We do fundraising. So you can go and petition to other leaders, maybe other kings and queens in the land who may have more resources, because as it goes, we still own the land.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at the way the constitution is made, is that we still are owners of the land, and normally there is a reciprocity in the way resources is supposed to be shared. But nevertheless, as I am now a spokesperson, I can also go and petition for resources. There are a lot of organizations out there that are willing to help, like the Water Project. So I have to go and petition the Water Project and say, listen, I'm Queen of the Bakwa Indu, and this is what the region I come from. We have a challenge with water. We've heard that you have done this and that for this community. I'm inviting you to sit with me and see what we can do.
What you can do.
So this is basically a different way, a more modern way to petition for resource when we cannot get it otherwise. But we can also directly go to our government and see with the government. Sometimes it's just that they don't know about certain things. It's not necessarily that they don't want to, but sometimes it's just that the willingness to do something, you need maybe a push, and then you can have a smile of a queen, and then please, and then yes, we say, come on, take a look at this, you know, please help. What can you do? They may not be able to help you, but they may lead you to connect with you with somebody who can. So it's about a relentless attitude and relentless, drive. That's what it is that you say. But what's the change? It's the drive to find out, how can I do this? And it doesn't mean we have a magic, power, a magic wand that I want water in the region of the Bakwa Indu and Dimbelenge. I want wells, and I want, no, I want that. However, that's because they told me that this is what they want. Okay? And then I will look for a solution. Maybe they don't have access to internet. I do. Maybe they cannot travel to the city. I can. Maybe they can. So basically, it's almost like an ambassadorship role to try to bring the best to your people. And but my role is broader than, like I was saying earlier, is what's my people? When you take this role, you are the great grandmother. So whoever comes to you, no matter where he's from, it doesn't have to be from Bakwa Hindu, but if you can meet somebody who you see they're doing amazing projects, you see that they are trying to accomplish something, and they need your support. Well, that's also what a queen does. Yeah. I support African designers all across the continent and in the diaspora. So that's my job. So for them, I'm their queen. Whoever wants me to be a queen is to be their ambassador and to be their support, their cheerleader. Because this is what a great grandmother does.
It's interesting you say that. It's interesting. So the point now really is that you represent us, and by us I mean all of Africa and what we stand for and who we are and all of that. Do you think that as a people, in terms of image, and I'm asking this question because you've had the privilege of living outside of the continent, you've lived in Europe, and so you can assess from that angle and assess from within. Do you think that we need a little bit more of PR? Do you think that our image is so tainted that we need to vamp up a few things? And if you do, how?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I have not pretended to be the Queen of Africa. However, being a queen is whoever recognizes your ability to help them. That's what this is about. It's about, this is the help desk. Okay, this is what it is. So whoever feels like I can do something relevant to advance whatever project or whatever cause they believe in, then it's something that I can do. So for those who wants it, because remember, Mukalenga, Wabantu, Bantu, Mukalenga, it's a relationship of reciprocity. So as far as PR, yes, we do actually need a PR. And in the PR, I mean education. We need to get more education about who are Africans, really. That it's not because we have some concept that we think belong in the past that they have disappeared from the reality of what Africa is today. I guarantee you that when I go to some places in the diaspora, for instance, they are longing for that specific connection with Africa. And sometimes this connection doesn't come with classic powers and governments and who are busy doing a lot of other things, but they're not necessarily busy going with that proximity, power of proximity. This is what I call, when I'm called for a mission, to go towards the people and tell them, listen, you are African. And they say, I regret, I don't know the tribe that I come from. You are lucky, you come from the Bakwa Hindu. And my ancestor came from Africa so long ago, I don't know. I say, well, you are the future of Africa. Because in your blood, you have all the tribes of Africa. So you represent what a true Pan-Africanist is. Because you contain all the ancestry. And not only that, it also showed that Africa can unite in one person, because our ancestors that were captured here and that were taken abroad, find a way to live together, to put their differences aside. Yes, you were this tribe, I was this tribe, I speak this language, but guess what? Today, in front of challenge, we are able to unite, we are able to say how we're going to survive. And this is a very, very potent message for today. It's the same thing. We cannot dissociate ourselves from whoever look like us, because we have a common struggle. And again, I will bring, like we talk a lot in Proverbs and and my father always say that when your neighbor is coughing, you cannot sleep. So we are still in the same situation. Fortunately, as I'm here today to celebrate the 60th anniversary of your independence, to congratulate Ghana, because Ghana is a stellar country, is an example. Not only was a leader into claiming its independence, but also is a leader into showing how you can make the system work. So Ghana, as a big brother, can also mentor other leaders and can also mentor other countries in specific project, maybe not necessarily as the whole country, but can share the know-how. So maybe in Ghana you do something better than in Congo for certain things, but in Congo we can have other specialty or the areas of expertise that we can exchange with each other.
It's interesting you bring that up, because I was going to ask you, it's your first time in Ghana?
Yes.
Is it your first time outside of Congo?
No, absolutely not. I've visited many different African
what
countries.
Other African countries?
Well, I was just in Nigeria the other day, South Africa, I've been to Gabon, I've been to Congo, across Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. So I went in the Republic of Congo. I'm about to go to Uganda as well. So, and whoever feel like inviting me, and sometimes the path just opens up and in a mysterious way.
So what's your impression of Ghana so far?
So far, I have a wonderful impression of it, because it's something that is well known outside of Ghana. We know Ghana, about the reputation. We know the fight also that Ghana has put forward in early times of our struggle to reclaim our independence. And so Ghana is very famous for that. And then you have showed consistency in the way of an African, authentic African modern leadership. So we look at you, and we look at you as an example and as an inspiration that all African countries can develop in their own way and produce something spectacular like it is here. So far I've been very well impressed.
Well, my next question is, because you've traveled, so widely across Africa, what's the sense you get moving from Nigeria to Congo to Ghana? What's the sense you get? What's the general feel? Educate me.
Yes.
Educate my viewer who hasn't been anywhere apart from Ghana.
The general feeling is that Africa is home. We are all very much alike. I don't find myself to be feeling as a foreigner anywhere that I've been in Africa. Not only I've never felt as a foreigner, because nothing is foreign to me, even though they might be not the same, but the similarities among us are so intense. And also by the way the people have received me. Nowhere have I gone where I have not been treated with respect, treated with hospitality and care. So this is a profound character of African people. And those are the things that I sense that are things that are joining us together. And the same thing for the diaspora. I have a big love for people from the diaspora. I know I've lived in America. I've seen many African Americans that are struggling to find that connection, and sometimes they are confused to where would they go, where could they go, who could welcome them. So that's something that I want to tell them. Any African will welcome you, but it's just a matter of how we can organize ourselves to put that message forward and say, listen, Africa belongs to us all. And in ancient time, this is something we also need to educate our children. Africa was open borders. The borders we have today are completely artificial. So you could travel from Ghana to South Africa. No one will stop you and ask for your papers and visa and this. We had a free space of circulation of people. We have the free space of circulation of goods. So we used to travel, we went everywhere. The fact of the matter is that most of people that come in the Congo come from West Africa. So we went with our know-how, our languages, our resources, we went to Central Africa. And some of us continue and went and lived in South Africa today. So that's what is the most poignant feeling when I'm here. I feel home. Yes, I'm in Ghana, but it's not like, oh my God, I feel home. I can connect to any mama at the market to buy my clothes and to bargain, get my good deals. You put any food in front of me. It may not be what I eat home, but as soon as I taste
it's interesting you bring up the food, because I was going to go there. Yeah, reading my mind. Let's talk about the food. Let's talk about the food across Africa.
Yes. Well,
I think that Ghana has the best food.
Well, maybe for Ghanaian, because usually our taste is the food we eat we appreciate because it's acquired taste. So we were raised and educated into learning and loving our food. I would say the same. I say, I don't know. I think Congo has the best food. But yet again, in Congo itself, we have so many diversity of region and tribe. They don't cook the same food. So I may like Congo food, but which one? I like people from Congo, which is the north of Congo. They cook very good fish and they're very good with this. The one from this, I like this vegetable, the way they cook it. So we have a right, yes, to have a little, local pride, because that's what we are from. That's where we are from.
Do you have jollof though?
Yes, we do have jollof. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you tried the Ghanaian jollof?
Not yet. I will. No, I got here yesterday night, so I will be invited today by somebody who's,
you have
have a dinner with the and then have me eat jollof. Yes, and it's good if everyone. That's what I was saying before. If you are mastering this, share with me, and I'll show you what I'm mastering. Because I can say, nobody has music like music from the Congo, because everywhere I go to Africa, the minute I say I'm from Democratic Republic of Congo, everybody's like, oh, Fali Ipupa, oh, Koffi Olomide, oh, okay, jazz, oh. Everybody knows the music from Congo. So yes, it's good. And we have influenced greatly the music of Africa itself. So it's good we share our mastery and we can benefit from it. So long as it benefits us all it doesn't matter where it comes from, who is the best at it. Let's just put it on the table and let's enjoy and let's grow together.
Viewers, I will take another quick commercial break. When we come back, we end the show. I hope you're enjoying yourself as much as I am. Stay tuned.